What am I looking at here? Show me, show me, show me how you do that trick. Okay, so this is the days of the week puzzle. So we're already ready for this one. It's gonna be over here. Just put myself in a position so I can see them all clearly. So these are Monday through Sunday from left to right. The moon is Monday, the sun is Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday. So Tuesday is the one that we use as a male symbol. Sunday is what looks like an atom of hydrogen. Monday is the moon-ass moon. It's a moon. Saturday is this like half of a love potion. Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday's a 4. A weird 4. Wednesday is, I don't know. The both gender symbol or something. Probably not. What that, this doesn't matter. Wednesday, Friday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Friday is the female symbol. Obviously, these were also like sun. They were the. They were also other thing. Okay, weird. The puzzle box did not join my inventory. I guess the other ones didn't either. I guess it makes more sense now that there's the weird use of a little shelf. Where was it? It was here. Intuitively, I thought we'd just pick it up because it's so small. Male. Atom. Moon. These are big macro scale puzzles we've been working on for ages. They're all coming together. I passed the love potion. I did it again. That's at an angle where you can only see the one that you've already passed, and you can't accurately see the one that's coming up next, which is the one that would actually be helpful for letting you stop on time when you're flipping through them. No. Weird key. I'm guessing this goes to the Mausoleum because we're running out of things just in general. We're just completely running out of things in the game at this point. 93.5. That percentage is not going as fast as I would think it would be, considering we seem done. The triquetra key was part of a cylindrical lock device. A trefoil knot. The triquetra. I don't know, man. I don't know how to pronounce any words. Is embossed on the handle. Triquetra is derived from the Latin word triquetris. Oh wow, that solves everything for me. Which means three-cornered. The symbol is used in many religions, and its meaning varies, though it often related to holiness and wisdom. The earliest known depiction of the symbol is from the Iron Age, but this key is likely only around 250 years old. Considering the complex mechanism it was concealed in, and the great lengths needed to go to find it, it could be assumed that it unlocks a door to an extraordinarily secluded place, such as a crypt or a secret underground tunnel. They're just gonna tell me. They're just outright telling me it's to the crypt. I mean, fair enough. When's the last time you had to go outside in this game, besides maybe if you were... I guess it was just to put the, to take the, card keys to the fair. What was that sound? Okay, I think it's going to be time for me to interpret the username, password, and dates soon. I think we might have done basically everything else. I do still need the Minotaur thing. Maybe that's the idea, is I need to find my way into here first. I thought that the Minotaur would give me access to this place, but maybe I have to come to here to find the brother. There's kind of three brothers, huh? That's threw me off a little bit. There's the Minotaur statue. And then there's the guy with the Minotaur mask. And then there's potentially another brother in here, if this gives us the answer to any of them. Don't really know. Anyway. Yep, the inscription circles a triquetra on the gate, so that connects them directly. Second and last, the youngest to pass. Third and fourth, one who met fate after 40 years. First and fifth, she who lived in 2 centuries. Alright, so I need to resolve this one. So one of them lived for, I think, 39 years, one of them for 40 years, and one lived for, like, 80. Yep, that's them. That might be Lorelei? Or Renata, I mean. Lived long enough to meet both the magician and Renzo, potentially. My descriptions must be so annoying when you've actually figured out the game. 40 years. So I'm all over the place on my interpretations because I just don't have I don't have a very solid foundation, and I'm just trying to solve the puzzles. Yep, there's 39 years. So that's the shortest one. So left is the shortest one. So we'll call them 1, 2, 3. Let's call them A, B, C because these are numbers here. So first and fifth. So A, B, C. So first and fifth, she lived in 2 cents. So let's do 6 spaces. And we'll call the right one C. She's the one that lived the longest, so she's first and fifth. So C goes in the first slot and the 5th slot. Second and last, the youngest to pass, that's A. So that person's in the slots 2 and 6. Third and fourth, B. So C, A, B, B, C, A. C, A, B, B, C, A. Yup. There we go. Okay, on the floor is a piece of the maze we've seen over and over again. There's the top left corner. There's a 3x3 thing here, but it doesn't want me to put the slabs on it as far as I can tell. Okay, so it's probably that, yeah. I'm answering what's on the floor right now, so this one's top left. This one's middle, because that's the destination, the big thick spot in the middle. The runway, I guess. This should be the middle left. I thought that was the you failed sound at first. Okay, this is new. I think I get it though. Because we have that one poster that's of the maze that we've had all game long, and I've been wondering when that was going to come up. Because I think it was a map indicating where the ladies with the keys were, but I just never needed to revert to it. Maze design? Yeah. So if I can identify which part of the map I'm in, I can then look at that to see where the... So it's bottom middle. So it's at the end of this little snaky bit. One over, then up, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. That seems right. Yeah, this has been in my brain the whole game, wondering when this was going to come up. So this is the middle right. It's at the end of that spot on top. Down 1, then over 1, 2, 3, 4. Surprisingly, like, sort of symmetrical, rotationally symmetrical with the previous solution. Top middle, that's why there's that's why all the boundaries are crossed. But there's no solid wall, because this one has an entrance. It's in that little divot in the corner. 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 over. Row. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 up. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 from the corner, then 1, 2, 3 from the corner, yeah. Right. I only moved it by 2, technically. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares are above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares are above it. So maybe one of the previous ones is wrong? There's bones in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th one over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then down 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then one. Okay. Translating these from one to the other is a little rough. Where am I looking? I would definitely be a little worried that, like, what if I'm just, like, slightly off? I'm interpreting these, like, off by, like, 1 square or something. There's a bottom row to consist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus. Okay. Like, one of you is off by 1, god damn it. Yeah, it's hard to see the full boundaries of this one, so it's easy to make the mistake of counting from the first color that's visible, the first corner that's visible. But this, since this is the bottom center, that means the entire bottom row is all black, but still counts. But that's like barely even on camera. Those are a lot of skulls. Ah, money. Now it's all better. Ha 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 ha. I guess I should check each hallway for money. Just 2 hallways, right? Yeah, because there's 3 rooms for puzzles. There's only 2 hallways between them. Oh, there's another one. Da, 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 da. We've really overcome this day. Oh yeah, there was 3 in the Mausoleum, and I guess I got one of them upstairs already, because it said I had 1 out of 3 before. So it's probably all of them. That one's the harder to see, that's kind of mean. What? Oh, that's probably better. Okay. I thought I had to correctly remember which key I got in each quadrant of the maze. Like, I thought I was gonna have to put the right number in. And I'm like, oh fuck, how am I gonna verify that? And I was like already thinking about like, okay, well, I haven't been able to take them out of my inventory, so they're in the order I acquired them in, but that's still gonna be really shaky to remember, because like the early part was way more non-linear, and it became more linear as I went around, so like, oh fuck, everything's fucked. But no, it's just that the map part is rotated, which makes sense, because I saw this first bit, and I thought, isn't that the corner with the spiral in it? But it looks weird. Because it's like that. Well, I guess I should match it. Yeah, I just rotated like I was fixing it, but no, I had to match it. I had to make it match. So this is, if this is normal orientation, it's like this, because it has been rotated counterclockwise 90 degrees. Because this is the top right corner that has the spiral. The other ones would be a little hard to identify. I guess that part facing me is gonna open, so let's do that one last, so I can watch it open, I guess. Okay, so the bottom right corner is the one that has the big, thick corner. It's pointing inward. So it's probably that one. And the big, thick corner was pointing at the... originally at the, bottom right. So it's been rotated clockwise 1 rotation. This is another corner. So they're being really easy on me here. Looks like it's the bottom left corner. So it's been rotated clockwise once. See, that's the part where you're supposed to open to show how smart and cool I was, and not make me look really dumb when I was just saying how easy this was. It should be like a crossed bit with a thick chunk. Goes down, then zigzag, then goes down to the corner. Really hard to see this one. It looks like the bottom left corner. If it's the bottom left corner, then this was the bottom left corner right here. So it has been rotated from here to here, right? I'm gonna flip them all real quick, just in case I'm just like wrong about interpreting how to rotate it or something. I don't know. Nope. Okay, let's put them all back. Just so I can then try to work on which one's wrong by what amount. Hopefully... I don't know why the 3 numbers are here, because the numbers don't seem relevant besides orientation. I'm a little worried that I do have to correlate the right number with the right one. Like, maybe it's not correlating with the one directly in front of it, but across the way. That'd be annoying. Anyway, let's, yeah, the thick corner goes in the top right, and it spirals outward in a clockwise fashion. The spiral is clockwise, but the big corner cut is in the top left. So it has been rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. Which is why I did this. That makes logical sense. It's a struggle trying to figure out whether or not I just made a mistake in my interpretation or in my way of inputting the answer. It's hard to tell what I'm supposed to be trying to correct. Like, what am I doing wrong? There should be a little 10 in the corner. Yep, there's a little 10 in the corner. And that's... the big corner was the bottom right originally. It's now the bottom left. Which is why I said it's been rotated 90 degrees clockwise. Because it went from over here to over here. And this one's obscured and hard to look at, but it seems to be the bottom left of the map. There's the bottom left. And as the bottom left of the corner, that means that the big chunky corner is also the bottom left. Which is here. So it went from here to here. So it's been rotated 90 degrees. Clockwise. See, when I double check all my answers, I don't want to get the same answer again, because then I'm just the same amount of confused as before. Huh. One of you has to be fucking with me. Could be this one, because it's the one that's hardest to see. I tried the other side. No. Huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, so one of you is mirrored. I already verified this one's spiraling out clockwise, so that one should be fine. One of you is mirrored. Oh, no. Okay. This one's in the bottom right corner. The clockwise direction has a straight line, and the counterclockwise direction from the corner has a horse. A chair. Okay, the chair's on the left. The chair's on the left. I guess if it's mirrored, it'd be the other side then, huh? Did I do it? No? The chair's on the right here. It's on the left in the original drawing, yeah. Okay, so is this one also mirrored? So these guys are on these little, this like U is in the clockwise direction, and this like forking Raphael sword is in the counterclockwise direction. It's on the right. Yeah, if I rotated it that 90 degrees, the Raphael sword thing would be on the left of the side of the screen. So it'd be here. Am I sure about this one? Seems right. Yeah, it's a clockwise spiral, and the exit should be on the bottom left when it's rotated like that. Man, how am I stuck on this one? I found the trick, but I'm still not right. No. It's hard to think about how it looks when you rotate and flip it. Huh. I figured since that's the complicated one, I must just be facing it in the wrong direction, and I'm like having trouble spacing it out. Oh, there's the other eye. So now we're ready to go back to the other Minotaur. But she's dressed like the old woman, right? It's like that old woman's not... That old woman is not still alive. She's not real. Which I suppose makes sense. Like a scene in the script of Man, here sleeps the owl with one eye open. Oh, this goes deeper. Oh. They said like a crypt or an underground tunnel. Oh, it's a shortcut back to the main courtyard. Well. How considerate. I now have my second eye to deliver. And maybe once I've delivered that, I'll also have context for the Minotaur quiz question. Yep, 3 out of 3 Mausoleum dollars. I'm now missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the entire game. Okay, so we need to go back into the maze, which was on the top floor to the right. The red maze, not the quiz maze. Ooh. I'm happy to be no longer in the Mausoleum. Scrutinizing the puzzles when I'm like, I got it. And then I'm like, wait, why isn't it right? Trying to unpack what was wrong with the puzzles where I was right about them on paper was driving me a little crazy. Okay, so we have a shortcut back down. Kind of like what happened previously in the other area too, actually. The left eye strangely made its way out of an eye socket of a skeleton in a crypt, a stone-like object with an unnatural cerise glow. It feels magnetic, yet numb and electrical. It gives off a constant low-frequency noise which causes it to vibrate slightly. Judging from the stone's strange characteristics, it's likely created from spectral information, making it an illusion object. Objects that exist between realities and are particularly interesting if they are objects related to human body parts. This can mean that they are directly related to the human soul or dreams. Eye-related illusion objects usually come in pairs, and if inserted into sockets in parallel dimensions or dreams, they can reveal new significant knowledge to the owner. What is going to happen? Okay. Sure. So these must be the error codes from earlier. CD2. I'll put right a 1 in a circle next to that one. It's pi. 5C2. Put a 2 next to that one. That's delta. 8E. 3 for phi, 81B, IV, sigma. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so 1 is pi. It's like a horse. Not the animal. Delta is a triangle. I knew that one, I guess. 3 is phi, which is a circle with a line vertically through it. Then sigma is the weird E from math. I knew delta and sigma for math, I guess. Always good to just be sure and make sure I'm not guessing. And now, we're done with the inside of this labyrinth and able to go to the inside of the other labyrinth. So now we'll go to the middle of the quiz labyrinth. Which is on the ground floor on the left side. It's funny because certain locations just get burned into your brain as being the primary places you constantly go to. Even places like this that are relatively new by that standard. Then there's other places that's just like, they're so vestigial you never go there. Still less than 95%. You have done well to come this far. But only the no sens mulier knows the answer to our final question. From top to bottom, what did my underground brothers say? Pi. Delta. This was called phi, which is the circle. Yeah, I'm already on it. And then, sigma. You are no sens mulier. It looks like gnome. Hang on a minute. This is stupid, but am I right about something? Where's the art exhibits? Oh, it's Nomi. For a second there, I'm like, these letters kind of look like N-A-O-M. And I'm like, that sounds like an art thing from earlier. It would just be really funny if I realized it's spelled that or something from ages back. Nope. 95.1. The maze is on the walls in here. The perseverance in your heart has proven great. You have reached the center once more. Beyond the mirror ahead exists another reality. Broken from whence you came, unbroken by the powers of truth. The red gallery is beyond and below. It houses 3 symbols of truth you seek. But know that the passing of time rearranges all. Construct their original arrangement in your mind's eye. Paint the 3 symbols of truth in your memory. Return through the looking glass once you believe yourself done. So try to answer what this place looks like, essentially, then come back? Yep, she's in a wheelchair, changing distance with me, yep. She got out of bed. Okay, the left and right rooms just loop. Uh-huh. This one's... Oh, the red gallery. They did say it was below. Yeah, I had to walk to the gallery as we know it. Is it interactive? Am I supposed to keep looping until the mirrors are in the correct order? Does I teleport from panel to panel? Am I supposed to find one that has continuity? Let's see, 2 pips on top, those 3 pips. A hook of pips, 2 on top. Those 3. A hook. So it's just looping between like 3 or 4 rooms. 2, 3, hook. So there's only 3 rooms. Okay. Is it the visions? Oh, patterns, inscriptions, Minotaur statue. I think that means I have literally every single thing in every one of these menus now. Okay, so is this, is it tied to the visions? These haven't come up yet, right? Oh, these are super different from whatever this is. Nope. I don't know what these mean yet, yeah. They might be related to the computer. It keeps not registering me pressing down. Okay, so red maze, those 3 symbols. No, we solved those. We did the left and rights, we did the 16-digit combo, we've used the bug reports. We've done Lorelei's art exhibitions, all these pages I've got filled in. We used the signs on the clock, we used the moons on the journal, we used the days of the week to open the puzzle box that came out of the clock. Those are basically all of my notes. The floor is always a 3x3 black grid. Discover the red gallery. No new objectives. God, how far do I go back to even find an objective that's left over? Look how filled in these are. I took out my shortcuts. I got the revolver door. I got the card doors. Log into the supercomputer. Everything else is done. I have finished every objective in the entire game except for logging into the supercomputer, according to this journal at least. Admittedly, there's nothing about the red gallery. I guess my question is, do you need the supercomputer in order to solve the red gallery, or do you need the red gallery to solve the supercomputer? Because those are like the only elements left in the entire game, basically, so they probably interact. But There's no inputs. Oh. Lorelei Vice. The first symbol. Red paint. You can keep trying to conceal this in all possible manners, make up stories, or tell it like it never was, but the truth is right before your eyes if you want to see it. You can keep trying to conceal this in all possible manners, make up stories, or tell it like it never was, but the truth is right before your eyes if you want to see it. The third symbol. You keep mixing things up. Stop playing games. Second symbol. Third symbol. It is time to end this constant rearrangement of history. This is your last chance to make peace with the truth before you go. It said the word rearrange. So the screen is rearranging where I am. Let's see, I think I have an idea. Let's draw some grids. I have drawn 3x3 grids. Roman numeral 1, 2, 3 for first, second, and third symbol. It says red paint. So let's walk around on the floor grid, and I'll color in the squares if I'm showing up in a red square. That's the red paint. I'm going to color in the square I'm standing in and not the one that it's showing me on the screen, because otherwise I would just draw the shape that's up there. But if they wanted that, then they wouldn't add all the complexity here. Alright, so top middle is one of them. Top right is one of them. Nope. Middle right is not one of them. Middle is one of them. Middle left is not. Nope. Bottom middle is one of them. Bottom right is one of them. I kind of have like a backwards J. Alright, third symbol. The second symbol. Alright, do it again. Top left. Nope. Nope. Yep. Middle right. Middle middle. Middle left. Bottom left. Nope. Nope. So I have... It's a T with the top of the T pointing to the left instead of being up. Yep, there's 4 blanks to match the 4 blanks. So this one has 2 blanks. This is the third symbol, right? Yep. Alright. Top left. Top middle. Top right. Middle right. Nope. Bottom left. Middle bottom. Bottom right. Alright, so this one's like a bucket that's opening to the left. Yep. First symbol has 3 blanks, second symbol has 4 blanks, third symbol has 2 blanks, just like the number of white squares that are there. I don't know what to make of what she said to me on the way in. As far as I can tell, I can't go anywhere. And she said to come back when I fixed it or rearranged it or something. I don't know. Nothing can be saved now. Nothing can be saved now. You are in too deep. Uh-huh. Nothing seems interactive in that chapter, so I think that's gonna be it. Does she talk to me on the way back out? No. Alright, well, I'll go back out here and save. We're at 95.7%. And at this point, fucking... I don't know, man. I guess they didn't make it an objective because there was no way to interact with it, like, to get an answer that I had in fact solved it. So they'll add it as you discovered the red gallery, but they won't add it as a mental note objective because there's no interaction to solve. Which means that, yeah, I guess the last thing to do is to go to the supercomputer and maybe finish this? If I can solve it? But first, let's buy some funny collectibles with all my dollary doonus. Maybe those nostalgia figures $1. Collect 20. I have $13. It looks like there might be 20 of them in there physically. Ta-da! A little clock. 95.7. I don't know if these affect the number or not. Based on this, I think, there must be exactly $100. Look at the little goat! Oh, it's the guy from Year Walk. He's not even from this game. It's a reference to Year Walk, the last puzzle game they made, I think. Unless they made something else. I missed their previous game, but I think Sayonara Sweethearts or whatever the fuck, that's not what it's called. I don't think that was a puzzle game. It's a little fairy. The fact that they're all just being placed in order I wonder if they're randomized at all, or if you always unlock them in a specific order and they always get placed in that order on the board. Funny little alien. Reminds me of Flock, that really upsetting game where you and a friend try to herd sheep into corrals, but you're as aliens. But the whole gameplay is that oh, it's a little game that I played. The whole game is that they run away from you because you're an alien ship, and so you're trying to move crowds that feel like they have like fluid dynamics, basically, away by not directing them like a normal character, but by always positioning yourself behind them for them to run away. And it is just the most infuriating game I've ever played. I recommend only playing it in co-op, not because it makes it any easier, but because then you and somebody can yell about it, and you having the shared experience of being mad at the game is the only, like, reasonable way of enjoying it I can imagine. Like, it's the kind of game that I would potentially play for content, for a playthrough where me and somebody else suffer through it together, and that's the bit. But I would never tolerate it in my free time. I know because I tried. Why are there 3 bears? These feel like esoteric references. It says Simogo up top. I guess they might all be from previous games that they made. They probably have more games that aren't on Steam or something that I just don't know about at all or something. Like super indie side projects or who knows what other stuff. The only character I confidently recognize is the goat man from Year Walk, which is a cool game. Not exactly suited to my memory. The struggle with short games is that you sometimes hop on, play a game for an afternoon, and then you're done with it. And then you never touch it again, so it's hard to cement in your memory. So I don't remember Year Walk super clearly because I played it an eternity ago and then never again. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't invest on this sooner. It's that little phone. Because if I had splurged on these early on, I wouldn't have been able to afford all of the stories. Because there was $40 to spend on those. Overall, this thing only demands $20, but... Hey, it's the Goat Man again. But they need $40 from you at the theater and $40 from you for the video game consoles. Oh, you can look at them. Look at him and his little goat key. I guess he's a horse. He's spooky. Decent companion piece for the likes of Rusty Lake and stuff, because you're just kind of poking around at a low, kind of low fidelity, like point and click adventure game, while weird animal people are there. Yeah, this one's the goat. That one's a horse. That was a neat game. Don't know what most of these other things are, really. Try to picture someone looking at you from a window. Who is it? A friend? A stranger? Yourself? Device 4? Choose your own adventure game or a group collaborative storytelling game. Let's pee. Wow. It's been an honor. I entered the final puzzle with a clear conscience and an empty bladder. But hopefully not an empty mind, or I'm fucked. I guess I could call this guy one last time. 1963, right? Pronto. Ah, Signorina. Dimmi, what did you find? Magic show? Brilliant, Signorina. I knew you'd believe in magic, too. Are you the magician? Interesting thought, Bella. I guess you could say that he is. But isn't he more like you than me? What was that all, Signorina? Always walk in a straight circle, Signorina. Arrivederci. Kinda want to call again now just to see if the inform you about a thing only shows one at a time, maybe. And that me discovering the magic show was an eternity ago, and maybe I really haven't called him since then. Professor Marx. Ah, yes. I remember you very well. You were one of my favorite students. I could tell instantly university was not for you. You were wise to quit. One must follow one's passion. I'm happy to hear you did well. What? Pronto. Ciao. You find anything new? Sometimes the truffle hog finds an unexpected rose. He's useless. Ciao. Take your time. Arrivederci and whatnot. Okay, I think I know. Did I accidentally type 1953? I just typed 1952. Busy tone. Let's see. 2014. Shona Tog Care Home. This is Latifa. Hello? Is anyone there? Let's see. 1982. Just gonna go through them in the order that are in my notes, which is not really chronological, but it's at least it's listed the numbers that are in front of me of what the room numbers were. Bonjour. Oui, this is Delphine. Who is this? Mon Dieu, I thought you... They set you. It is really you? Where have you been all these years? I thought you were lost with the others. Never mind. We should forget about that terrible story once and for all. Don't take your regrets with you when we go. C'est la vie. Yeah. Every room number has a separate conversation. 1973. We're doing them in the reverse order of the order I solved them in the gallery, I guess. Yuna's. Wow. Is it really you? Where did you go? Well, I guess we all have places to go. Things to find. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for. Safe travels. That's the last person that Lorelei Weiss ever did an exhibition for, and she didn't show up and then was never seen again. 1960. Yes? Joe speaking. L, little L. Wow. How have you been? Hey, I heard rumors. Spooky rumors. They said you were lost in Indonesia. Ah, whatever, El. People talk too much. Listen, before you go, know that there is always a place for your weird ideas with us. Well, I'll see you on the flip side, El. So that's Jose Joe, whatever his last name was. I remember that name coming up before. So they all identify this as Lorelei. And not Renata. Vice. I'm glad you called. There is something I wanted to talk about. I know I was away for a long time. And when I came home, I was not really there. I had seen things. Things that made it difficult to look into the eyes of a child. I wish we had gotten to spend more time together. I am glad you thought of calling your old papa. $1938? I think I just did 48. I'm losing my place a little bit, maybe. Grouse. Hello, little rabbit. You remembered your old auntie. Are you on a big adventure again? Ready to conquer the world? The Emperor's coming over with a fresh strudel. Everyone's invited. I insist you join us. What day is it? I'm not feeling well. There are dark clouds on the horizon. Sorry, I have to rest. No. 1957. There's also a whole fucking phone book of numbers, and I'm terrified at the prospect of trying to call them. Most of those names never came up. JT's Hamburgers. Can I take your order, please? A cafe? No, sorry. They closed down. But you are welcome to come try the best hamburgers in Berlin. We hope to see you before you go. I'm not going to retroactively try to do a German accent over that. 1953 I did on accident, so 1932. This is fun to do at the last second. It's not me procrastinating on the scary tough puzzle. I'm uncovering nuggets of fun Easter egg secret-y stuff. Vice. Hello? Oh. Oh, it's Mom. Right, that's why I said Vice at the beginning. Vice! Oh, little Lori. Lore, probably. Lorelei. Are you eating properly? Are you wearing warm socks? Have you met a nice boy yet? Do what you want, but remember to take care of yourself. I hope to see you soon, Liebling. What are all these numbers? Is every year the year that character died? Including the cafe, apparently. Are we talking to people like in the last year of their life? Ja, der Ashtina. Lauren, how are you? I heard you're leaving soon. You have time for a FICA before you go? I'd love to hear about whatever crazy project you have going on this time. Let me know if you can make it. He says snot, Lauren. I have no idea. I'm just powering through those pronunciations. It's fine, everything's fine. Those do not affect our percentage. So I think we don't know any of these names, like, at all. This guy lives on Wolfgang Street, so he's gonna get a phone call. 85 33 51. I just want to see if it works. $85 33 51, I think. 85 83 55 30. Coleman, who is this? I am not the one you're looking for. Well. So, they all work. They all seemingly work. I'm not going to test that. There's so fucking many of them. Maybe some of them are Easter eggs, like maybe the developer's name is in here somewhere. That'd be fun. But I am not doing that. That's a cute detail to notice. Anyway, bye. Time to ride the elevator to the bottom. I'm a little perturbed by how much percentage is left, just because I have no idea where the stuff I might be missing even is. And that bothers me, because obviously I want to, like, do everything I can. And the percentage moves really slowly, so unless either this last bit leads to more puzzles and those rapidly increase your percentage, or I forgot, I somehow lost track of, like, a decent amount, because, like, that's a lot. And by lost track of, I mean I probably never discovered them, because my objective list is empty. I've done all of them. So I might have missed something somehow? Unless this last bit's just worth a lot. I don't know. Because that percentage moves very slowly. Alright, let's have a review of what this thing looks like. So, username, password, memory sequence. Username is Lorelei. Wouldn't hurt to review what that part looks like. So SU is Lorelei. It's L. O is the inverted buckets. R is 2 buckets. E is the noose. L again. SU. Noose. Then I was like down here. I like that most of the symbols are near each other. Just remembering that from last time makes it mostly very easy to type these in, whereas the first time I was like, what the fuck? Because it's so hard to even interpret these at a glance, even when you've drawn them before. Okay. Oh shit, okay, yeah, these are all 3x3 grids. So this is probably the thing I just did then. So I was right to think that that might be used in the computer. So this J, then the T on its side, over here, and then a bucket pointing left. It doesn't tell you if you're right or wrong, unfortunately. What? Okay, so these are all of the numbers the game has hit me with. Oh, I need to call the phone number 1847. 1963 is the room he's been in this whole time, so I've been calling it the whole time. 2014 I called for a moment, because I remembered to check it. I haven't tried 1847 yet. That's just a thing to remember. 1982, let me compare it. It's a long string of dates, so I imagine it's the ones of the rooms. 1962 is my notes, yep. 1932 is in my notes, yep. 1953, 1957, 1938. Got it. 48. 1960. 1973, 1982. Yep, all the ones I wrote down are in there. So those are the same rooms we got keys for in the maze, and then did the puzzle boxes for, and so on. So they all somehow equate to one of these years. I can only guess it has to do with the laser visions, because we opened the boxes for each of these numbers, then fed them into the old woman, and the old woman gave us coded messages. Alright, so 1932, 1938, 1948, 1953, 1957, 1960, 1962, 1973, 1982. This is most of a page. And the options are 1847, 1963, and 2014. Login failed. Alright, I'm gonna go back upstairs to try the phone number we haven't tried yet, because that could be lore. They all have been. Alright, so this is the oldest number so far. I don't know if they even had phone numbers back then. If they had phones in 1847. Let's see what happens. I think the voice even joked, like, we didn't even have numbers back then. Hello. Help. Please, help me. The red beast is coming for me. Uh-huh. Yep, still no percentage. Worth saving, potentially. I got an achievement for doing it. There's been various, like, completionism achievements that happen in the background that I don't usually comment on. They've come here and there. I wonder if I can see, let's see, what's my total achievements here? Your achievements. Only 9 out of 20. I just got Nobel Prize in Anthropology of Sociology, awarded for outstanding communication with friends and family. That's funny. Awarded for correctly answering your brother's questions, all while retaining grace and femininity. Doesn't that mean answering all the trivia? Oh, these are the ones I've done already. Oh! Sorry, this one's shiny. You guys can't see this anyway. But this one's shiny, because it's really rare, the one for the phone. No one does this, apparently. So everything else is not shiny because it's common. It's basic puzzle solving stuff. So I mistook those ones as being ones that I haven't done. Let's see. There's definitely an achievement for getting all 20 figures, which means doing anything else. Showing remarkable care for your canine friends. Seek knowledge beyond human comprehension. I don't know what that means. Plentiful use of our services. I think it's just for drinking a lot of coffee. Awarded for outstanding devotion to the field, within the field of discarding personal outerwear? Getting rid of my jacket? Outstanding belief in the American dream. I think it's just get $100. Then there's one for getting completionism of the whole game, I think. Cutter of the week. Outstanding perseverance and the proficiency within field of division. Oh god, the worst thing that could have happened is confirming that you probably do get an achievement for each attempt at hello. You totally do get an achievement for mastering every little mini game, I think. Amusingly, like, I think one of them is for petting the dog or something, and I think one of them is for drinking coffee and sprinting through the outside woods. If you do like a certain lap in a certain amount of time, I think, because it said it's like a foot race achievement. Okay, so almost forgot that I actually need to try to do this still. Oh yeah, visions. 1932 memory. Okay, so these somehow mean 1847, 1963, or 2014. Okay, well this one's 2014. It's 4 vials that are only slightly filled. The second one's empty. And if you look at them in intervals, it's 2014 is how full they are. So that one's pretty easy. That was 1932, 1938. 2014, maybe? 2 shapes, 1... a 0, technically. 2 shapes, 0, 1... yeah, it doesn't make sense. Because that's not a 0, that's 1 shape. So it'd be two shapes, 1 shape, 1 shape, 4 shapes, which is not a number. How many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first one has to be a 2 or a 1. Assuming they're always in order? I hope they're always in order, God. The last digit can be 7, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 lines total, 4 shapes. If you only count straight lines, there's 6 lines. Maybe that is supposed to be a 0. Maybe it is 2014. Oh, it's how many triangles there are. 2 triangles, 0 triangles, 1 triangle, 4 triangles. Okay. I was very close, but I was counting it as how many shapes there are. And looking at that, I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. but everything else matches 2014, so what's wrong? 1948. Oh god. That could be size. Which makes sense because all of these have the biggest second number. Not all of them. The 2 that aren't 2014. 1, 9 and 1, 8 would mean small then big. And then other numbers. I think this one's 1963. Because the one on the right looks like it's 3 times as big as the one on the left. So 3 compared to 1. 6 is twice as big as 3. And then 3 is 3 times as big as 3. Or 9 is 3 times as big as 3. So you can see the sequence going right to left is 3, 6, 9, increasing in size. So this is 1963. It's good to actually have context for what we're trying to do here. My first reflex was how many lines there are, but if there's how many lines there are, then it's 2014, but that doesn't make sense, because that second one's not 0, and that last one's not 4. So it's not how many lines, it could be how many vertices? Is that the right word? Crossing points? The first one has 1, second one has 9, third one has 6, the other one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe it only counts when it crosses all the way, because those middle lines have endpoints, but they don't fully cross. So maybe the right one is 3? Because it only fully crosses in 4 directions 3 times. The other ones are weird corners that don't have 4 directions coming out of them. So it'd be 1963, which is one of the dates. So it's just 1963. It's probably going to be 19 or 18, because that first one's a 1, probably. How many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 1847. It's helpful that there's only 3 options. So you're just trying to figure out which of the 3 options has some kind of rule that matches up with it. The first one is either a 1 or a 2 somehow. Yeah, this one's tough. What am I looking at here? I think it might be 2014. I think the numbers are offset. They're split in half. What drew me to it is that there's just those 2 floating lines. I'm like, that's supposed to be a 4, a 6, or a 1 somehow, and there's no way to count 2 random floating lines to come up with 4 or 6 really. And then I was like, it could just be the number 1, like a straight line, and that's it. But it's been split, and so the bottom half is offset by 1 square. And if you look at it that way, then it's like, okay, that's that on the right is the stem of the 4. And if you slide the bottom half of the second symbol over it, then it makes a perfect 0. And the 2 is harder to envision, but I guess the middle line stays where it is, so just the corner, the 2 lines that make up the bottom half are slid over, and that would make a digital 2, yeah. Because instead it would go right, down, left, down, right. Yeah, so it's 2014. These are definitely hard to interpret without this context. I definitely was suspecting something numeric when I saw the vials that looked like they were full of fluid, but everything else, I would have really had trouble coming up with what they could even be. What the fuck am I looking at, man? Okay, so the first one's either a 1 or a 2 somehow, I guess. Cool. Second one is 0, 8, or 9. Third one is 4, 6, or 1. And then the fourth one is 7, 3, or 4. Are those hinges? Is the first one a 1? Are you telling me that it opened... the bottom part rotated by a hinge by that amount? So if I unrotate it, it'll be just a straight line for a 1? Because if that's the case, then the second one would rotate into just being an 8. It would clasp shut into a digital shape, digital clock 8. And then I guess that one's a 4. It's hard to imagine a little bit, but just the top part would stay the same, and the entire rest of it would rotate 90 degrees until it's a digital 4 shape. Yeah. And the last one would have to be 7. Yeah, okay. 1847. That one, I thought I'd get stuck around that one for longer because I was upset. Yeah, the first one is somehow a 1 or a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The second one has 9 squares, so it might be 9. But if that's the case, the remaining ones would be 6 and 3. What am I looking at? My biggest hunch right now is just that the first one is so small. No. Yes. No. The first one looks undetailed, and the second one looks really detailed, so that tells me that's probably 18 or 19. 1847 or 1963. And given that context, I would figure it's 1963 because the first and last digits look like they'd be low numbers, basically. It's kind of a vibe. I'm not super confident on this one. But 1847 has a large final number, so it looks like... So if anything, in 1847, the first and third digits will look more similar, which is not massively off, but it definitely looks like 3 is a higher number and 4 is the super low number. You can count 9 squares in the second digit also for 1963, but I can't really extrapolate that any further. I don't know how to turn the other ones into numbers. Specifically a 1, a 6, and a 3. How's the fourth? Like, the third one has 5 squares, but they're not individually cut up. The last one has 1 square and 4 spokes. Like, I don't know. They're all symmetrical. Like, maybe it has 4-way symmetry and you have to ignore the symmetrical sides, which would make the first one look like a big floating 1. It's 1847, isn't it? Okay. I think it is 1847. It's got 4-way symmetry. So the first one's just 4 floating 1s. The second one is 4 floating 8s. They're all connected at the angles. That's why there's a square in the middle. The third one is 4 floating 4s. The tops of the 4s are touching each other. Like the Power Rangers doing the skydiving scene. Or I guess just skydiving teams in general, the way they like hold hands in a circle. And similarly, the last one is 4 7s. Which is especially hard to make out. I'm glad I didn't just guess, because I was on the verge of being like, I don't know, man, I'm pretty sure it's this one. But no, it's not the complexity, it's literally just the numbers are in front of us. The 1982. Well, the first one's probably, looks like it'd be 2. Because it's just 2 lines. But the second one's probably not 0, so it's probably not 2014. I don't know. Oh, no, it's numbers again, isn't it? It's 1963. It's horizontal symmetry. Vertical symmetry? Horizontal? I always mix up which one you call it. There are 2 numbers that are next to each other, one normal and one flipped to face itself, and they're touching. So the first one is 2 1s, the second one is 2 9s. Their bulbs are touching. Third one is 2 6s, and the fourth one is 2 3s, which looks like a giant 8. That's because all of their tips are touching. So 1963. Wow! Okay, so... by golly, I think I've done it. Maybe this one is worth a bunch of percentage just because it was like a bunch of separate puzzles. But you only get to input them all at the same time. Alright, so Lorelei. I still haven't written this out in the order of Lorelei, so I have to interpret every time. SU. O is inverted buckets. R is 2 buckets. E is the noose. L is SU. L, E, I. So noose. These guys. The weird J. Sideways T. Hungry bucket. Okay, 1932. 2014. 1938. 2014. 1948. 1963. 1953. 1963. 1957. 1847. 1960. 2014. 1962. 1847. 1973, 1847, 1982, 1963. Okay, I'm gonna double check them just to feel less worried about which. I just don't want to risk getting a wrong answer, because then I will be really concerned about which one to even check. These are 3 very big puzzles, and like if I have to troubleshoot, I'll be like, which one do I even check against? 1932. 2014, 1938, 2014, 1948, 1963, 1953, 1963, 1957, 1847, 1960, 2014, 1962, 1847, 1973, 1847, 1982, 1963. Whew. I feel like every week I'm finishing another huge puzzle game's final episode that takes a bunch of extra time. All right, did I do it? Login successful. I gotta pepper in some easier games at some point. Initiating Varity sequence. Whoa, it's sliders! Oh. Oh, infinite mirroring. Oh, goodness. Uh-huh. Yup. Normal. And so, we reach the end. The third eye has opened. Before you go, know this. You will encounter 9 truths. You know what they are now. Together they shall form the final truth hidden deep below. It has been a privilege to play with you. Please accept my deepest gratitude. Thank you for everything, Lorelei. Now what happens? Load request memory and queue, load memory address, ENT, memory value. A little bit of binary. Hi. Ah. Well, we're up to 20, we're up to 98%, so we're definitely further in. She's now my screen. So that's happening at me now. If input equals young woman or old woman, go deeper. Oh. Error warning, failed to display Varity, current Varity, print current Varity HUD. And has met the owl girl for the last time. God damn it. Trying to turn away made that worse. Whew. Okay, so... Pause the game? No. It interacts to us overlapping. If input equals young woman or old woman, go deeper. I guess I'm breaking it because it's and. It's both of us. There's a floating... That's interesting. It's a floating cube. But every side's the same side. It might be one of the pieces of the maze. But it's definitely the same maze over and over again. Like maybe there's 9 different floating cubes in the segment. I think that what's breaking there is that we're on each other, so it becomes old woman and young woman. Deeper? Woman? Old woman? I don't see a space anywhere. No. Am I meant to interpret... I'm in room 1963, apparently. Am I meant to interpret a number or name from this cube? If input equals young woman or old woman, go deeper. Old. Young. I can't put in a dot or a space. Well, she did say that it's 9 truths. So I'm not supposed to, I don't think I'm supposed to interpret from what I'm looking at. I'm supposed to answer the mystery of the game. So young or old woman's like Renate? Lorelei. There it is. The young or old woman. Then they're also showing it by having the old woman show up as my pause screen now. I guess we're just done with Renate. Hi. Welcome to the garden, I guess. Oh, I'm here now. Okay. If input equals current year. I put it in the computer. Ah. Go deeper. Okay, but where's the input this time? Hi? It's 2022, right? Okay. 2014. Which is seemingly the year she's dying. I thought the game had elements of the later periods of the future. Well, there's the next input, but I never made it to the old lady. I need to find the series of past that will allow me. Ah! Nope. Let's give that another go. I don't understand. Oh, am I deeper in? Why did this work? Okay. If input equals man, go deeper. So Renzo or Lorenzo. I feel a little bad because it's almost implying that I should have a better grasp on these answers than I do, maybe. Nero. Renzo. Okay. Oh, we're here now. Nope. I need to find the woman. Nope, it looped me a bit, didn't it? If input equals fiction, woman, go deeper. Renata. So it's spelling out who the fake characters were. Renata. Oh, we're here now. Look at the intentionally reduced frame rate. That's fun. Okay. So door 4 is where I want to go to find the exit. Here she is. Fictional year. 1847? It's when the story took place. I guess we're just calling it out now. It's just not true at all. It's interesting because they kind of lured us in with those script stories as if that was like the real story and we're supposed to interpret it as like that's what's going on, but then it all turned out to be fake. Right? Shit, now I'm trying to keep them straight, actually. Which ones had which characters in them? I mean, the supercomputer's here. Fiction man. Lorenzo? There he is, too. Going through the different layers. Set refresh rate 20 frames per second. Oh no, I'm back here. Oh, I came from the bottom, didn't I? Can't walk into myself. We're cycling through the memories now? Lorenzo. Oh. I'm in one of these visions now, but it's moving. That's neat. It's doing those like retro noises. We're probably a little too high fidelity for what this is, but... The incident year. The year something happened. I dream in black and white, she says. I dream in black and white. I assume the incident year is 1963. So for those of us who are confused, I don't know how anyone could be confused. who would be confused? These are giving us anchor points that we can use to piece together the rest of what's happening. Input departed. Left or died? (1847) is the fiction year, 1963 is the incident date, 2014 is death, right? I mean, could be date of death. No. Our last date is 1982. Departed. (1963). Yeah, 1963 is when this all happened. Departed. I feel like 2022 came up later. Is it like we're gonna die in the future and then we know it's gonna be 2022? Nope, it's not that. Bruh. I'm expecting your arrival at Hotel Let's Jar January 7th of next year, 1963. She departed college and home in 1953. Nope, they mean something else. They mean something else. Departed. What are they referring to with that word? The Last Dream. I don't know, I just worry that I'm like not on the same page with this one at all. What do they mean? Looking for lost treasure. The old Irish painted treasure map. So led them to a faraway place. Together they found the treasure known as the Third Eye. But in the shadows of the treasure lived a beast which decided to hide in the shadows of the man. Long after the beast lived in shade, it grew hungry and devoured the man and his soul. We keep talking about the red beast, but I don't know much about them. Unless it's just his insanity? To escape the beast, the woman shattered the red mirror and fled through it. On the other side, she met the old artist. But aren't those both me, the same person? The old artist opened her eyes one last time, and the young woman told her the tragic story of the Third Eye. It kind of just sounds like the equivalent of like, and one day I woke up an old woman. Like the continuity of self. Departed. What is that supposed to mean? It just said departed, right? Input departed, go deep. Oh, wait, not departed as in the year it happened, but the person who died? Renzo? God damn it. Alright, well, I was just on the wrong page about what they were asking. Where is this? Is this the hospital she's being kept in? I've never been here before. Oh, it's where the interrogations happen. It's the police at the police station.
Yeah. If input responsible, go deeper. So who's responsible for his death? So now I need to find the input spot. Responsible. Was it himself? No. Did Lorelei do it? Yeah. Specifically says that Lorelei is responsible for Renzo's death. Hello. That's gonna construct the maze. Am I supposed to do something? The defrag. It says elapsed time 8 years, 14 years, 24 years, 32 years, 36 years, 42 years, 48 years, 50 years. And it's saying a defrag percentage. And down on the floor, that's the maze. Oh. Okay. I guess I'm just trying to reconstruct the whole thing so it makes sense. So the corners are the easy parts. So I can just walk into the corner and then roll it till it's there. Okay. So now the top row matches, left matches, right. Oh. There we go. Oh. I'm stuck inside of the shape now. Am I supposed to go push him out the window? He went out the window? What's happening here? I see how it ends now. Do you? Lorelei? Yep. The eyes ripped out. Back away or push him away? What happens if you back away? Yes. This is exactly what happens. Cut to black. Now, I fumble in the dark like a madman. Start backing away. You are very afraid. Where are you? It's all black, and I can't see you. But I reach out and manage to grab you. I say something like, I see it all through laser eyes. Yes, perfect. And you, what do you do, Lorelei? Push him away? Yes! Signorina. This is as close to the truth we will ever get. The important thing is that now you finally saw it. There is no such thing as laser eyes, of course. But that is how it is with the story. Like the tale of a Labrador. Living its life freely from the dog. Always moving. Until one day, it does not. No, they deleted the dog. I don't know. That was me. Yeah, he wouldn't be around very long in this time scale of this story. We did it. This was a neat game.
Would you be my dream protection, screening all the walls of past? A video of my recollections, magic pictures show broadcast. I'd watch your strange reflections in your mirror movie universe. Your cinema perfection, but you always play back in reverse. Always play back in reverse. There's nowhere, there's nowhere. Drifting in the radio waves, we'll meet again. This is not how we end. Drifting in the radio waves, we'll meet again. I would be your ghost transmission, beaming through the silent night. Tragic on your television, filmed in purple, black and white. Filmed in purple, black and white. There's nowhere, there's no end. Drifting in the radio waves, we'll meet again. This is not how we end. Drifting in the radio waves, we'll meet again. An old enigma from a phonograph. A cryptogram recording of this song will be our epitaph. It goes like this. There's nowhere, there's no end. Drifting in the radio waves, we'll meet again. This is not how we end. Drifting in the radio waves, we'll meet again. We'll meet again.
Truth recovery 100%. I missed $7 though. 22 hours. Some of that's idle time though. I did it. I did all of it? I did all of it. Okay. So a bunch of it was waiting for me in the end. So there was no way of knowing how much left was, or how much was left overall. Yeah, that was 6 pages. which is the most I've ever done for any game, maybe? I'm not sure. Still not super intensive. Those are my big, chunky journal pages. Ah, yeah. I'm a gamer. How could you tell I was a gamer? I got a big, chunky puzzle journal. Alright, well, time to throw that in the furnace. No. That was neat. It would take some time to unpack exactly what was going on, because it was clearly... I did not have clean inputs on my answers at the end, as much as the game was like, you know all this already. I guess ultimately the information had been delivered to us already, and I guess most accurately, since we are Lorelei slash... I guess just our Lorelei, we are the old lady who is the young lady who is the main character all at once. We do know all this because it's our own history that we've ignored. So even if you, the player, are struggling to put it together, which was the whole point of the game anyway, was that she's struggling to put it together, it was still something she knew on some level, because that's where the whole game is taking place, is in her mind. So I guess it's it's the story of an artist who suffered multiple kinds of trauma, both a death and blindness, and she's unpacking her life here at the end. Some of it I picked up on immediately, like really early on. I was like, okay, I'm this old lady, right? And then the little girl showed up, and I'm like, I'm this little girl. Like, so when those were kind of confirmed later on, that was easier to keep track of. I'm not always amazing with names, and there's only there's 4 character models in the entire game, basically. There's all of the men, who are one guy, and then there's me, who is 3 characters. So, it got a little hard to keep all the names straight between the different timelines and scripts, so I got a little mixed up on what was true and what wasn't true, and what are literal events and what are abstractions and like fictional recreations, and kind of escapes into other realities, kind of thinking of like the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus or the movie Sucker Punch, like that are like, here's a magical reality extrapolation of what actually happened or something. But pretty neat game, fun solving puzzles. I had a good time. It did a good job at really riding the line a lot of the time, at me always feeling a bit overwhelmed and a little worried that I was gonna lose track of what to do next. But then also, I would sit there and would just go, and then like dominoes would fall, and then I would just be like, oh, that means I can do this now. And I usually had a pretty good momentum to go somewhere. Even me taking a 2-week break didn't hurt me that bad. Although that was relatively early in the game. Like, it's very funny that the first 3 episodes were the first chunk, and then I did everything since then in 1 week, basically, trying to keep it all fresh. And everything that happened after that chunk was when it started to get really wild and weird. I think my criticisms are mainly just what I said before, like a little too much mansion for how much puzzle there actually was, and in particular the final part of the supercomputer, everything tied to that is like a little too linear and a little too, do these 9 things this way, now do these 9 things, now do these 9 things, because that whole process that leads to the dates is less interesting than some of the other stuff you do to get to the other parts, because that was, of course, gain access to the red maze, which itself was kind of like, as much as I like the quiz club stuff on for its weirdness, it kind of drags because it's only so much of just, oh yeah, just check these documents. So they're not usually puzzles. Then you take the keys from the women in that maze to the rooms, and then you solve what is the main puzzle of that series, which is figuring out how those rooms work. But they're similar enough that the rules kind of bleed into each other, and you'll figure them out probably. Then you input those onto the puzzle boxes, which aren't particularly puzzles. It's just checking to make sure that you've figured out the previous room. Then you feed those all into the woman, which definitely wasn't really a puzzle. It's just find the one special keyword on each one that sometimes was in quotes and sometimes was just like, hey man, yeah, she went to this really specific, uniquely named cafe all the time, and that was that layer. Then the next puzzly part was interpreting all of the symbols into those 3 dates, which was neat. But given the overall escape roominess of everything else, that whole quest string was relatively repetitive, both because there was 9 steps every single time, and because they were all the same linear sequence. So each of those 9 parts of the final password we got by doing the exact same, like, 6-step sequence for each one. And so it was just like, not crazy about that, how that part played out by comparison. The visuals are wild. The story's interesting to unpack, and most importantly, just entertaining. Like, the characters are entertaining. As cheap as it might feel sometimes to always just have to be like, this character's crazy, in the case of, like, Nero, like, taunting you around. Cool reveals here and there, like walking in on the guy that was behind the door the whole time just for him to turn out to be dead. You're like, hang on a minute. And then the fact that you can call him on the phone after he's dead, and he still responds to you, and he's like, oh, isn't that interesting? I wonder what that means. And he's like, hang on a minute. And he's always saying that this is a thing you're doing to us, like it's your puzzle. And it's like, yeah, it is actually, because this is all in your head. It's your abstraction. It's your coping mechanism. It's your failing, like, brain and memory and so on. So he's the captive here, which is surprising because the narrative is built originally around the idea that you're the captive here, like you're brought here for his game, and then within the layers of story that happen, he's the guy that goes crazy and locks you in and tries to shoot you, and you're the person that was trapped here, and that's back and forth. But yeah, it would take me a while. It took at least I think I have to like get all my documents together and get some note-taken documents out and draw some timelines and have to like really be able to like denote exactly what happened and which parts were which and what's true and what's abstraction and what that means. That would take a bit for me to fully untangle. But yeah, I'm very happy I played Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I'm enjoying how many puzzle games are coming out lately. Just got to keep up with them. Oh my god. By the time this has come out, I would have already started 2 more puzzle games, I think, because I have a DLC for a thing that's currently under embargo at the time I'm saying this, but by the time it comes out, I might have even finished that playthrough by now. I don't know. And then I've got the remake of Riven, so, man, that'll be interesting. I do not remember how to play Riven at all, so it'd be like another blind playthrough, just like my missed one. So here we go. If anyone thought I didn't play enough puzzle games in 2023, they're getting their money's worth now, which for most people is 0 money. So it's very easy to hit that bar, is what I'm saying. Anyway, this was cool, and I'm sad about anybody who'd skipped it because it is aesthetically not very clockable as a puzzle game. I don't know what you would think if you saw Lorelei and the Laser Eyes and you had to unpack what that is. I honestly don't even know what you would think this is. You might think it's a point-and-click adventure game, which isn't that far off from puzzle games. I often put them in the same umbrella. You might think it's just a walking simulator where just narrative happens at you, which, yeah, there's a certain level of, like, self-serious, but also kind of absurd 2010s walking simulator that would be like, oh, check out these weird retro wave graphics and blah, blah, blah. I feel like my first instinct was to think it was a mystery of some sort. So I was definitely a little surprised when I popped in here just wondering what it was, and it turned out to be like an escape room game, because I was definitely expecting like a murder mystery. Which, the story is technically a mystery, but your way of interfacing with it rarely is. I do find it interesting to have the approach of just having to actually put in your answers. I feel like that might have been inspired by another game that came out recently, but not that recently, like long enough ago to be inspirational potentially. The Curse of the Golden Idol. And that's a game I found very interesting, because I played The Curse of the Golden Idol, if that is called that. It's got to be at least called something similar to that, I think. I think I actually have expansion packs I'm behind by on that one too. I played it because people loved my playthrough of Return of the Obra Dinn, which is a game where you investigate how a bunch of people died on a ship, and you have to but you have to manually choose that person in this vision, that's this person dying this way, and you go through the whole journal and you have to account for the deaths of every crew member and in detail, and it only tells you you're right when X amount of stuff is all correct at once on the same page or whatever. So like that was very interesting to unpack, and it felt like it's semi-objective and semi-subjective in your answering system. Very cool game. Return to the Case of the Golden Idol had a similar approach where what you do is you see a moment where somebody died, and what you have to do in this like a freeze framed scene is you have to identify who every person in the scene is one by one, and like what the relationship with each other is, or what the narrative is here, and also what the cause of death is for the person who died and stuff like that. So you have to just like look at the scene and unpack everything that's happening in it by scrolling around and looking at documents and even changing rooms until you have a complete picture of what happened that day. And you just do that for a series of chapters, but they collectively tell, much like Return of the Aubergine, they collectively tell a linear story because you're hopping through time and following these characters and how all these bad fates befell them. It's a cool way of being able to unpack narratively what's going on there. But what I very much love is that due to the way that Curse of the Golden Idol works narratively, you're going to deduce what its major twist is before it actually is ever actually explained to you. There's just going to be a moment where you have to understand it, because eventually there are just puzzle solutions that you cannot actually put in. There's puzzles you can't solve until you've realized the twist, essentially. And then just to cover their ass and be clear, in the final puzzle you then just have to actually type in, or you have to explicitly put in what the twist is. And I was reminded of that here because in this game, the big reveal and twist and stuff like that, like you did have to put them in one by one at the end explicitly to like cement the thing. So like instead of the game looking you in the eyes and saying, here's what the final reveal was, you were drip fed all this broken information, and some of it was lies or stories. And in the end, that you have to put it in yourself, so you have to commit to, this is what the truth is. And in a way, it's got, even that element has a bit of a, like, The Last of Us thing going on, like the part where you're playing as Joel and you're forced to shoot someone, like you press a button, and the game's waits for you to press the button to make you complicit in his actions in that scene. This is a bit like that, where it's like you need to confront the truth. So you need to input the truth yourself in order to beat the game. You can't beat the game without confronting the truth. And that's how the story ends. I'm like, that's neat. That's ludonarrative. Like, stuff's happening here where the gameplay and the story are interacting in a very specific way, and it's interesting to unpack that. It's a thing that people buck against, but they only buck against it whenever the protagonist has to do something bad and they have to make the protagonist do it, because then because they interpret it as like, the game's judging me for it, but they made me do it, and it's like, no, they're not judging you necessarily. They're just making you complicit in the player's actions, not in like you're a bad person for playing the game way, but like you're in with them in the story. Like it's not the same thing. It's just, it's like we're like it's like bringing us in on confronting Lorelei's past doesn't mean that we should feel bad about what Lorelei did just because we are them, and so on. Like, it's just not the same thing. It's just, people miss the point a little bit there. But anyway, see you guys next time. I need to edit this now.